Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
That breaking news from Sterling Heights, where there has been a deadly workplace accident at a business on 19 Mile Road near Van Dyke. 2 men have been killed after getting pinned under multiple slabs of granite. Granite that weighs 1,000 pounds per slab, we're told. This is now a recovery effort for police and fire on the scene there. Their identities will not be released until next of kin has been notified. We will have more on this story in a few minutes as we get more information. Also, the man charged with killing 28-year-old Danielle Stislicki has been in court all day. Stislicki vanished nearly 3 years ago, but her body was never found. Michigan's Attorney General filed a murder charge against Floyd Galloway earlier this year. That's where Karen Drew is today. And Karen, you've worked this story from the beginning, really, and we're really getting a first look at some of the critical evidence here today.
It's a very pivotal day in this case. Jason, I have to tell you about a few moments ago, there was a collective gasp in the courtroom. It was the moment when the prosecution introduced video, surveillance video of what appeared to be Danielle Stislicki's vehicle headed to Floyd Galloway's home the night of her disappearance. And that's not all the prosecution had to present. Floyd Galloway walked into court, orange jumpsuit on, chains around him. He's here to see if there was enough evidence to go to trial in the murder of Danielle Stislicki. Prosecution setting the stage of the interaction between Floyd and Danny.
Mrs. Stislicki, you testified that you knew that Floyd Galloway was interested in your daughter.
Yes.
Was he flirting with her?
He flirted with her, yes.
You would see this?
Yes.
Would Danielle flirt back?
No, Danielle would not flirt back. She was a very nice, friendly person.
Ann Stislicki, Danny's mother, knew Floyd as she and her daughter both worked at the MetLife in Southfield, where Floyd was a security guard. Brandon Williams also worked there and saw Danny leaving work on December 2nd, the day she went missing.
You saw Danielle?
Yes, I saw her.
Did you see someone in the vehicle with her?
Yes.
Who was that?
The defendant.
And what is the defendant wearing today in court?
Orange jumpsuit.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that the witness has identified Floyd Galloway Jr.
Also introduced in court what police noticed in Galloway's Berkeley home days after Danny's disappearance when they conducted a search warrant. Finding this, a swatch of carpeting replaced by the bed in the master bedroom. And then this afternoon, an Oakland County forensic detective testified about that carpet. They said they used a blood detector all throughout Galloway's home and did detect what they believed to be blood. We're still waiting on more forensics on that information, but a lot more coming out, and they are still testifying right now, Jason.
Yeah, incredible revelations, really, Karen. And I know, obviously, you've got a relationship with Danny's family and her parents. How are they holding up through this today?
You know, it's two different feelings. One, they've been waiting for this day. They want to see some justice. They want to see some closure. But at the same time, they have to listen to information about the man they believe who killed their daughter. So it's very, very hard on them. They have been told not to speak to the media until all of this is done. And of course, when that happens, we will speak with them and get their input. But right now, I'm going to head back into court, and I will have some other new developments coming up on our live report tonight at 5. Until then,
all right, Karen, we'll see you then. Governor Whitmer and Republican leaders are going forward with a budget without figuring out how to fix the roads. Both sides agreed to finalize the budget without including a long-term plan to fix Michigan roads. Negotiations have stalled recently because of the disagreement in road funding. This past weekend, the governor agreed to separate talks about the roads. Governor Whitmer says she's working to avoid a possible government shutdown here.
It's not fun to be the adult in the room sometimes, but the fact of the matter is, we've got important work to do in keeping the state of Michigan open and running, and so I'm going to focus on getting that done, and there seems to be a commitment from the others that we're going to continue the road conversation past September 30th.
The governor and Republican leaders will now come together to finalize the state budget before its deadline of October 1st. I hope you didn't put the flip-flops away, because the forecast, just, you know how it goes here in Michigan. It's always changing. Andrew Humphrey is in for Ben today. What are we looking at, Andrew?
Jason, you're absolutely right. It is that time of year. Warm one day, cool the next. Like today, 73 degrees for our friends in Monroe, but 60s elsewhere, including 68 cool degrees over at City Airport, 69 over in Lapeer. But at least it's dry. The rain that we had earlier this morning, that's all gone away. It's 70 degrees over at Metro Airport, 68 at City Airport, while it's 73 in Monroe. Some high higher temperatures just to our west, but especially to our south here in Orange, where temperatures are topping 80 degrees or more at this hour. So we'll see cool conditions tonight with temperatures falling back into the 60s across all of southeast Michigan. It remains dry for your evening and nighttime plans, but these higher temperatures down to our south, they are on the way for tomorrow. Any rain in store? We've got some showers to our west as well. We'll talk about that in your full 7-day forecast.
All right, Andrew, we continue to follow breaking news from Sterling Heights. That's where there has been a deadly workplace accident on a business that's on 19 Mile Road near Van Dyke. 2 men have been killed in this. We want to get out to Larry Sproul, who is now at the scene with a look at what has now become a recovery effort. Larry.
Yeah, good evening, Jason. Unfortunately, this has been a recovery. This is now a recovery effort here at this industrial plant. Let me just step out of the way so I can just paint the picture. You can see multiple crews, fire crews and police are back there right now. We just saw some co-workers leaving this area as well. They are very distraught as for what happened. If we can take a look at Sky 4 from up above, you can see the scene down below as well. Now here's the information what we do know. This is according to Fire Chief John Martin. He says they got the call around 3 o'clock this afternoon of 2 people who were trapped under multiple granite 5x8 slabs that fell on top of them. Now to give you a perspective of what we're talking about, how heavy these slabs are, he says that they weigh about 1,000 pounds each, and that both of the victims were trapped under those concrete slabs. Now, right now, they are trying to just get in there somehow and find the individuals, the victims, and somehow just get them out. That's why this is now called a recovery effort. But once again, co-workers are just leaving this area. It's around 4 o'clock. They probably get off around 5 o'clock, but we saw a couple of co-workers leaving. They seem very upset and distraught, as you can imagine. Now, right now, they're not releasing the names of those victims until they notify their family members, but a very tough scene out here at this industrial company. Just imagine that these co-workers, they just came into work just to do their job, and a very unfortunate accident this afternoon. Now, coming up tonight at 5, we'll hear from the chief. We'll have sound from as far as what's happening and what continues to be a recovery effort out here. We are live in Sterling Heights this afternoon. Larry Sproul, Local 4.
All right, Larry, we'll get back to you at 5 o'clock. We also are following a breaking story on that large cargo ship that capsized in the Atlantic off the coast of Georgia, and a rescue operation that's ongoing and really changing by the minute. The ship is on its side off St. Simon's Island. This is off Georgia, and it capsized early Sunday. 20 crew members were rescued by boats and Coast Guard helicopters. Today, rescue crews have confirmed the 4 crew members that were still inside the ship and alive. Some of them have been rescued. 3 of them, in fact, now rescued. They're still trying to get the last member out, who is still the only crew member remaining in that ship. We'll have another update on this recovery effort, rescue effort, I should say, coming up tonight at 5. Closer to home, a young man fighting a devastating illness is attempting to set a world record in order to send a message. Brett Masserant is nearly 3 hours into a 12-hour challenge trying to set the world record for the most push-ups in that time span. Local 4's Jamie Edmonds tells us what's motivating him to take on this physical challenge.
What does one do to prepare to break a world record? In Brett Masserant's case, he gets in a cryotherapy session at his own shop, Accelerated Innovative Recovery in Utica. These are the last few moments of preparation to do more than 20,000 push-ups, but the practice is years in the making.
While I was taking care of him and he was in a bed, I didn't have much to do, so I would sit and do push-ups at his bedside, and that became sort of a thing for me.
Brett is talking about his dad, Brent, who suffered from spinocerebellar ataxia. Brent Masserant passed away from it in 2013. Brett was diagnosed with the disease 3 years ago when he was 30.
It just kind of makes you lose control of your muscles, so they spasm and they cramp, and you can't walk funny, you talk funny. Every part of your body is a muscle, and you lose control of it.
So doing anything physical is tough for Brett, and it will only get worse. This push-up challenge is a way for him to fight back. The plan? Do 30 push-ups per minute with 30-second rests.
Every hour I'll be able to take a 3-minute break, and Our cryo session only takes 3 minutes, so I plan on doing the cryo really quick and then coming back and doing push-ups.
The current world record in 12 hours is 19,325. Brett's goal today is to go for 20,034. That last 34, a nod to his dad.
My dad played for Catholic Central, and his number was 34.
Brett has his official witnesses and his cameras set up. Brett says even if he doesn't break the world record, he will still go for that number of 20,034.
What do you think your dad would say?
He'd be proud. He would like it.
In Utica, Jamie Edmonds, Local 4.
Yeah, he's proud no matter what, that's for sure. And Brett continues his challenge right now. This is his Facebook Live feed. He's taking one of those 30-second breaks, but he's about to get back at it. If you'd like to support him, this is happening right now at Accelerated Innovative Recovery at 13433 Hall Road in Utica. Go out and cheer him on. He's got great form. He's doing a great job. We'll bring you an update on how he does tomorrow, first at 4. Good luck, Brett. Attention savvy shoppers. A major retailer has new perks for loyal customers. You might want to find out if the offer is tempting to you. And here's Rhonda.
She's a teenager who says that she easily hid her vaping habit from her parents for 2 years until she ended up in the ICU. Coming up, her eye-opening message to other teens and parents too.